Bonjour à tous. It is a day of French Counter-Strike. So the guys in production have got us an Eiffel Tower, probably based on the one in Vegas, of course. It is America after all that we're in. We got some flags. We got some flaccid baguettes. How about that? How about that? Anyway, there's some Counter-Strike coming up for you today. So let's have a look at the schedule. We've got 6 European games. This is one finger. This is 5. We've got 6 European games coming up for you. G2 versus NiP. They'll be starting things off. Sorry, Ninjas in Pajamas. Excuse me. Mirage and Inferno. FaZe versus Envy. French team number 2. Cash and Inferno. Then G2 versus Envy. French Extravaganzo on Inferno and Nuke. What do you think about all these French matches, guys? Talk to me. Oh, wait, never mind that. Look at this, the table. Again, Envy could still qualify for LAN. They can still qualify for LAN. It is weird, but possible. Now, we see G2 currently in 4th place. They've got some games today. They've got 4 games to play in total. So maybe they can take things over the line. They have a game in hand, very importantly, over Ninjas in Pajamas, who are probably their main threat, stopping them getting that far. But FaZe versus... Yeah, this is... There's all kinds of stuff going on between 3, 4, and 5 right now. And by the end of today, we'll have a better idea as to what's going on. And also, if Envy are going to make it to LAN or not. Well,
James, it's also possible for me to be an astronaut. But we all know I'm not going to be an astronaut. So...
That's true. And maybe it would be an astronomical rise.
Although...
Through the table.
I should look into it, because being an astronaut would be pretty cool. I reckon I could do it.
I was tweeting yesterday, like, I feel like I've flown a plane now. I scuba dive. I drive boats. So I've done the water, the air, but now I need to just go further, try and get into space.
What's after space, James? When does it end?
Don't know. I don't know. I mean, let's just start with space first. Like that Red Bull guy who jumped off that platform, that was more or less space, wasn't it? I mean, it was like the atmosphere. So that's good enough for me. I'd probably trip on the way off the thing. But anyway, enough about space. We have G2 versus Ninjas in Pajamas coming up. By the way, congratulations to Shox. He proposed to his lady friend, and she said, "Yeah, man." She said, "Oui."
Oui, oui.
She said, "Oui."
Oui, oui, garçon.
He had a look at his Twitter. He had a great bouquet of roses. He had the bling as well, the ring, which is now on her finger. And she's like, "Yeah, man, I want to do this. I want to do this. You and me. We're a team."
That's not how the conversation went.
Congratulations to Shox. Definitely.
Seems like
a man of romance.
Romantic guy. Yeah.
He's a man of romance.
He's the classic romantic Frenchie, actually, like the quintessential romantic Frenchie, I would say, which is quite cool because he's so passionate. He oozes passion.
He's so handsome as well. You know, it's easy for someone to be that handsome to be a complete moron, but no, he has a balance. He's a man of balance and romance. Anyway, G2 sans Shox will be kicking things off. G2 on the T side of Mirage, moving in. Nice opening frag on to get right. No P250s for this pistoling side. The Glocks might just do the job.
So, bomb down. It's going to be not too bad of a chance here for NIP. They have a decent split, but that's a nice defense there from Body initially, which puts a lot of pressure onto Rez. Oh, almost had a good chance in Body there, which is quite surprising. And seems like his teammates aren't going to do any better. NIP will be failing at the first hurdle, unfortunately for them, but I'm sure things will look up soon enough.
We're seeing a lot of pistols going to mid recently, and I think it's because it's super hard to deal with blocks that get in the window. Once that happens, before that happens, sometimes USBs have some maybe favorable fights, but it's not often you see people stack mid on the pistol in the first place. I think people are seeing the value of pistols getting right up the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. And to deal so well with rotations too through the vent. Get the info as well as they're running around from shop to CT. I do wonder if NIP will get anything done here. It's really down to the coordination of G2, I think. Although sometimes you just get deagle headshots and then it sort of spirals out of control. So we'll see if that's the reality here for NIP as well. There's one. Ooh, chance at a second. I like that from Rez, just completely repositioning, allowing his teammates to take the fights, but unfortunately, it's not going to go too well for them.
It is a worthy point that Dan mentions, though. Which I think is definitely something for people at home to be aware of and to learn about, is you don't always have to take a fight that is presented to you. There is more value in falling back, resetting the situation, and being in an unpredictable position, which is what Rez was going for there. Didn't quite work out on this occasion, but on many occasions it will. And it is something you definitely need to have in your repertoire. Dennis will try to hold on to his AK-47, and Draken might try to collect something in the meantime. That smoke grenade will suggest that the exit strategy of G2 is elsewhere. And Draken may try to reposition accordingly. Galil collected, that might be enough. He'll hold his position. Mixwell might have the jump on him, because I feel like he might be somewhat exposed as Mixwell starts to move in. Depends if Mixwell goes close to the door, then who knows. Okay, not overextending. Nice. So, 2 rifles for Ninjas in Pyjamas to try and do some damage. I wonder what kind of spawns they have, Dennis and Draken.
It was a good recovery. I think pistols is to constantly shoot people in the side or the back of the head, and every time you get that first contact by catching someone off guard, then you just tighten up a little bit more, set your teammate up to maybe catch somebody else off, and then keep that train going until the end of the round.
Ooh, Palace jump for Dennis, surely? No. Okay, looking at the radar, I thought he was going to jump into Palace, but he had a forward spawn for A. But no such risks will be taken. Can use again, in this situation, you can try to use the numbers of the pistoling players to run distraction while you pop out from a place that isn't being focused on. Try to get something done. So both rifles will be towards the A site. The ranged weapons on the ranged part of the map, if you will, between A and B at least. Obviously there is mid, but don't really want to take a fight there when you are ill-equipped.
I like the setup from the CTs quite a lot. A lot of close positions, and everybody is so close to each other they can trade, and they're covering 2 parts of the map with 4 people. And this one guy on B can spot Cat and all the way down apartments pretty easily. So there's a lot of info as well as coverage.
Some trivia before this kicks off. In Cologne, in the hotel, we were in the pool with Kenny S doing backflips off the side. And as I tried to backflip, he slapped me on the arse and I just fell over.
Because you weren't looking at him.
He's not getting too much out of their saves rifles, unfortunately. Ooh, Forest is so close. Oh, hello. That is something that the 5-7 has over the CZ, spamming through smokes, I would say. Ooh. Forest getting some nice cheeky damage in there, but I don't know that it will amount to all that much. Trying, but try as they might, they'll be unsuccessful. So I think that NIP have left enough in the bank for an AWP. Yep, Draken has. AWP Kevlar. And everybody else will be able to afford a decent amount of grenades with their rifles. So a pretty good spot for NIP. They've managed their economy fairly well. It's not ideal, but should do the trick. I'm curious how Draken will open things up. Obviously, you usually expect him to be playing around middle, and they're going into connector, going into window, trying to get that opening pick. And actually, right now he's out short. And looks like a fast play into the A site is the call from G2.
Well then, quickly it's 3-on-3, but it's G2 with possession of the bomb site for now. There is a smoke to be deployed. Maybe that will help them plant the bomb. They'll hope for no gaps if it is towards CT, because there are 2 players there. And if looking over the smoke, jumping up, that is a risk, and NBK will punish that risk. But Rez, he might have a gap in the corner. Especially when you have a sniper rifle there, you can sometimes see enough to punish a default plant. Now G2 slow things down. NBK and Apex quite tagged, and it's good that they did slow things down. The patience will pay off. Kenny with angles towards CT to finish off Rez and keep NIP on a big fat 0.
Kind of a disappointing end to that round. Jumping up, I think he jumped up maybe to kill a plant, but that's a very risky thing to do because everybody watches for that now. But they were down to 2 people, so they had to make something happen. It's interesting to see, like, no matter how developed maps get, there's always a good round to do a straight up walkout.
Absolutely. This was what the doctor ordered. G2 in great health at the moment, and back to these pistols for NIP. Oh no. I don't know actually if they heard the tag there, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. They are looking just keep pressure on A and just barrel into the B-bomb side, which is quite cool. Again, NIP have to go for a gamble, and all the info they have to go on is that Molotov towards A. And now it's too late. Unless Dennis gets a 5k, it's not going to happen, it seems. Quick 5-0 here for G2.
That's what he wanted. That's what he got.
Chromated.
So we'll try to have an updated leaderboard between every game to keep an eye on what is going on. It's really interesting, all the different possibilities in North America as well. If Team Liquid 2-0 today, then, or if they 2-0 in their remaining matches, then things will be crazy over there as well. 5-0 for G2. Now NIP are at max loss bonus, which means they have all the toys they want, and this time it will be 2 sniper rifles. Bunch of grenades as usual. Forest on the silenced M4, Rez and Get Right preferring the M4A4. Apex, as you go for an early peek, you have to really be careful of the double grenades in this position. Spots a second player. He knows his angles. It's a nice oldest angle of an AWP as well.
Yeah, it's worth noting that the way Apex peeked it was he was crashed on the stairs to create like a headshot angle. That's pretty cool, actually. You don't often see people trying to peek in that way. So definitely something to take note of if you're expecting the CTs to play close. But the question is, now that they've lost Draken, how they handle that situation. Right now they are fairly well equipped towards A, but B is sort of the weaker side. But you have a mitigating factor there in one of the AWPs being on that site. That said, Forest will assist now that some time has passed and things are looking obscure. Get Right gets the first shot. Don't often see Get Right on the AWP, but he starts things off well.
50 seconds remaining. Mixwell trying to sell something towards B. Will that pull a rotation though? No, he knows Mixwell's the lurker. He's left the B bomb site, or at least fallen back to the window position. But now G2 have fallen back from A, where there were 3 players. And Get Right's looking for the information. He's picked up the M4 again. And he sees that no one is there, which means Forest is now rotating towards the B bomb site. So this rotation, unfortunately, for G2 is still going to be quite problematic. There are just too many players alive for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 20 seconds remaining. Do they commit to this? There is a chance with the split. Apex again with a massive shot there. Can he see Dennis behind the bench? If he goes for a wallbang and misses, then he's in trouble, and he knows it. Goes for it anyway. The bomb is irretrievable, and so is Kenny now. He will escape with the AWP. Ninjas in Pyjamas get their first round on the board. 3 players surviving as well is important for them.
That was a pretty interesting mid-round because Apex went up cat with the bomb in the 2v3, and he knew exactly what he was doing. And I feel like it's because Kenny has having the bomb in B-apps would be too much of a tell, and he could take contact that way. And if Apex is at mid, I think ideally he wouldn't want to have the bomb, but he's happy to take a fight at mid so that they can actually, make it more favorable before they actually split. And the other option was, since he didn't get hit, he could actually just split B, and they wouldn't expect the bomb to be by itself at mid.
SNIP have given themselves a chance, and the last round they played out was really nice. Great reads. Good team play and communication, and they just have to build on that now. And G2 expending a lot of utility to take middle. That said, NIP still not really giving up too much in the way of positioning. They're still keeping things under control. Draken should be able to deal with the player in the window. It's a nice forward pick by Get Right, and that's going to start to tell them something, perhaps, especially if Draken's able to see Mixwell. Ooh, that's a lost duel, though. And with MBK revealing his position, they know it's surely A.
3-on-3, Rez trying to hold down the stairs area, but he can't. Jungle in control of Mixwell now. Dennis takes it in the face, leaving Forest alone in CT. Hasn't it been a good game for Draken so far? 0-6. Must be frustrated. 4K from Mixwell in that round.
Nasty round from Mixwell. That's one of those domino rounds where a lot of the kills could just keep switching the favor of momentum from team to team. But it just kept going the way of G2.
Oh.
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 We're gonna try it again.
Okay.
Was that couldn't have been the catch? Right?
That's kind of hilarious because it's a legit smoke, but there's no way that was the one that was planned. Just the way he collided with the stairs is very obviously not the one. USPs for Ninjas in Pyjamas, so indeed that nightmare reset situation is reality for them. Not the start they wanted. It's a pretty rough spot for Ninjas in Pyjamas here. Pretty great situation for G2. Apex on point today. He is on point.
It looked very nice and clean.
Isn't that crazy? Because it seems like you're going to commit to a spray when you do that.
Sometimes you're just feeling it.
Sometimes you're a gangster.
Apex's aspirations.
That's like the title of Apex's autobiography. So that's the line that encapsulates Apex. Sometimes you're just feeling it. 7-1. NIP on the back foot, to say the least. Forrest gonna go for the fast ladder room control. He's very good at these long angles with his M4.
NIP keeping things pretty chill at the moment. G2 going with a slower pace also. And so a meeting of the minds in that way. Forrest, the more forward man, trying to see what he can hear, and he'll definitely realize that connector is now full of angry G2 players. Oh, just walking through the smoke. And that's going to catch NIP's Dennis off guard. Forrest suffering a similar fate. Caught off guard as well. Not how you want to start the round, and Mixwell's going for the big backstab, and it's... Surely Draken hears this. Surely. Oh my goodness. Guerra gets the kill, but he takes a lot of damage, and now he's really outgunned and outmanned. It seems surprising that they were so unaware of the CT flank, considering what had just happened.
Yeah, I guess it's the speed at which he did it, and combined with them being probably calming frantically as to how to adjust. And I think Draken was really hoping to take a shot in the connector with all those people there, but maybe they were waiting a couple seconds just so Mixwell could complete the faux flank.
The money flank. Look at the money for NIP. It's going to be 9-1 before you know it.
It's Vegas Squadron time.
It was very simple what they did at mid. I think NIP were relying on Forrest to be able to get more info, but they smoked window at the exact same time they mollied Forrest up the ladder, so he had no time to do anything, and he had no idea if they were actually going to go up connector that quickly.
Well, this is rough, isn't it? It's rough like the back of a shark. Sandpaper, like, it's not nice. Oh! Well, that's awkward. Apex really wants to pad them stats. And Kenny will pad the stats instead.
Apex got owned.
He got absolutely wrecked. He got the point blank Megatron cannon in the dome.
Just got 1-inch punched by an op.
Tongue-tied in game 1.
Oh,
Have you watched Fisted on All Star yet?
Have you watched One Punch Man?
You can't answer a question with a question. It's not Seinfeld.
You do that all the time.
I didn't say I can't. I said you can't.
I haven't watched Fifth of the North Star yet, no.
Dude. Somebody who sleeps with a wife who pillow launders, I would expect that you would have watched it by now.
How do you know what pillows I have, James?
You only have one type of pillow launders, and it's waifu. It's got them big eyes, and whatever else. I don't know what.
I think you're projecting.
Pillow fantasies.
body pillows are where it's at, but not. I don't think they need to have things printed on them. What are you supposed to do with that? What does it do? You know what I mean?
We should have cushions with my face on for sale at the major.
Wouldn't it hurt so bad though if they didn't sell?
Not really. The fact my face is on the cushion is enough for me.
I feel like you put a lot on the line by selling a body pillow of some sort.
Body pillow, no, just normal, just a cushion.
Oh.
You know, a square cushion.
Okay. I'd buy that.
I'm not into the body pillow niche. MBK will take care of the window smoking duties this round. Here we go, that patented aggression from new NIP. Not quite working out for them though. They just can't get anything done today.
Yeah, it's a shame yesterday they had such a good showing against FaZe. They played really well. It looked really cool, and I think today it's not necessary that that's not going to be the case. I think they just honestly have not had a great series of opportunities. The rounds have been on such a razor's edge for them, like so many domino type situations, but there's a good chance here. Rez with the AWP able to equalize things. He's pushing forwards, and G2 have to shoot their way up, but they've been doing that expertly, and Apex is a big part of that, and will take off the head of Get Right once again. Now Rez seemingly doesn't know where the second player is. Ooh, that's a big miss, unfortunately, for him. And that means the bomb can go down.
Hello.
Wow, Apex, you're just crazy. There is no need for that. There's no need for that. Camrez finished the job though. Oh my god. Shotgun all coming out. Kenny's not doing a single thing. Just running around. There we go. I feel like that was a gift from G2 to NIP.
Yeah, I think they are nonplussed at this point. If it was like, if the score was close and if Apex does that. But I think it's like maximum disrespect for psychological warfare.
Yeah, that's kind of, you got to take the bad with the good with Apex, right? But, yeah, the 2v1. The other thing is that that's not an easy shot at all.
Yeah, I was surprised he hit that. That's not easy at all.
But of course, you know, we all know that there is a far superior play possible there, using his teammate, and I think they call it crossfires and, you know, all this kind of business, trading.
I was hoping we would see Rez make it to the bench for the elevated position over default. Always nice to see. Made a video of Stewie doing that on Mirage, which was cool. Forest holding things down, or trying to, in the mid position. Pretty good situation for NIP, and maybe that the arrogance in that previous round will allow Ninjas in Pajamas back into this half. 6 to 9 still possible for the Swedes.
That's the problem with that sort of play, is that you never, when you're playing at a very top caliber, you never want to give an opportunity to your opponents, because it's Counter-Strike. They can just win 10 rounds in a row on you. So you've got to be really cautious about protecting your advantages and not treating them like they're trash. Just throwing them away.
The bomb is in apartments, and NBK has been smoked off. What is the money like? Surely G2 have got loads of money. Well, they've got some money they can buy in the next round. And NBK is just looking for somebody. He wants to take weapons away. That's all he can expect to do in this situation. As you can see, he does not have the time to be sneaky. He has to run all the way, but can he find himself, can he deliver a barrage of bullets to these players? You can see Rez elevating his position. Now they know where he is. No more guns will be taken away. Those would have been crucial crucial kills for NBK, but too much to ask on this occasion. Round number 3 for the Ninjas. Ninjas.
Let's see what they decide to set up with. Draken. Close A ramp. This worked well for Get Right in that previous round. And we've got the support as well. So, you know, this is a multi-frag situation. It comes down to the first kill. And it's really about both of them making sure that they hit their shots, because you can't fall back that easily.
My money's on Get Right. Get Right. Got this. They disperse. They scramble. And G2, they have not got the most amazing amount of map control. NIP playing really passively again. They're just waiting to see what G2 will do.
They're giving up mid very easily, and G2 have gotten away with these mid splits, this connector pressure quite often. Works a little too well.
Yeah.
Full passive setup.
It can work as a mix-up, but it's not something that you think you want to do all the time.
They're actually splitting B here. That's like the totally right read by G2.
Yeah, this
avoiding the 3 players a day.
I think you can make a better call. This is impressive. And full spray from Rez does get 2 there. Forest in the action as well. So many AK bullets fired. I am so surprised they haven't been taken down with more ease. MBK left with 34 health. Can't like his chances. He's going to try to fake it. He's playing to win. Good timing by Get Right there. Yeah, Rez, an amazing anchor to any bomb site, had an AK with the assist of Forest. They'll just gun them all down. You expect this to go way, way better, but that flashbang from Forest was money. That gave Rez. Rez probably doesn't get a single kill without that flash. It took him so long to get the first kill off the spray.
Yeah, 2 were blind on Halls, 2 were blind on Cat as well, and they were just totally fine. And yeah, they had to both get 2 kills apiece, and they both delivered. So that's not a situation you're going to see every time, but at least that you can point to the fact that they used utility to give them credit for holding it down, locking it down.
Holding it down. Fire!
Pop fire.
It's a nice molly. Did want to know how to molly Palace from that position, and now we know. 3 on 3, 3 on 2. G2 fighting back, trying to cause more problems to Ninjas in Pyjamas. Maybe they can get to 11 rounds. Draken, though, has other ideas about that. Oh, what?
Nice.
Sequasa, that's what the French will be saying. Trying to shut Draken down there with the Desert Eagle, but running out of bullets. Oh, he had 1 left, buddy. Can he do this? Rez in a sandwich position. Rez around triple. Body being patient, waiting. He has the bomb. He could rotate towards B if he wanted to, but he knows where he is. Rez says no.
That was a shot and a half, wasn't it?
That was a flick.
That was a Mo level flick.
I was about to say, yeah. The Mo hit the guy in the head.
That should have been.
That is
shot,
unreal. I always wonder, like you know, when I do flicks like that, of course, how is that not a headshot?
Yeah.
You can barely see anything else, but it is what it is. It's a kill. It's a clean one. Clean.
Flash high. Forest will go for the peak. So many players can't get a single one. Can he not blind? Got to be careful how those flashes work. And oh, nice frag from Dennis. There is ways to flash mids from short where you basically blind everyone. People who are close and people who are far away. And 4v4 ensues. Draken watching over connector. Doesn't have to worry about CT this time. Not yet, at least. Get Right pushing Palace. That's a really, really cool play. For the CTs to have Palace, it's really powerful.
Especially for Draken's position, which is unusual for an AWPer in CT. He can use triple to cover him from the ramp because he knows that no one's in the upper area. But he will expose himself to ramp ultimately, and that's where he will fall from. Because the MBK realizes, where is the second A player? Dennis throwing a flash on ramp. Maybe it's him. That might run enough distraction. Get Right playing it slow. MBK turning around though, so he has to take the kill. Otherwise, he's looking for 2 then. It's 2 on 2 with 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, very doable spot here for the Ninjas. And they'll spray down Kennyus from behind the box. Mixer looking for the trade here, looking to engage. Smart stuff. Doesn't make it work though, and just like that, it's going to be 6-9 at the end of the first half for NIP, when perhaps it could have been 12-3. You know, it's hard to say, but
yeah.
But we definitely know that G2 kind of threw away around there, and NIP didn't look back after that.
It would have been a minimum of 11-4 because there would have been a save after that round as well. So yeah, they done goofed. They really done goofed. Apex, you done goofed, man.
Yeah, and that's something for people at home as well. If you're smashing a team and you start playing stupid, give them 3-4 rounds. What if they have the same half? What if they have the same half? They often do. 6 rounds now for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They have been allowed back into this game, but can they win this pistol? Forrest, 5 for 14. Not every day you see that. He's normally maybe the most consistent player for Ninjas in Pyjamas. But maybe the freedom of the T side will have a better effect for him. 4 on 4. MBK, though, is almost alone. Kenny behind him in the market position. Very patient shots from him. All edge shots from the French.
I respect Garro's burst usage. He's a burster.
I don't know, man. Was he bursting yesterday? I think we saw him burst yesterday as well.
Yeah, he does it the most probably of the pros.
On a pistol round.
W has the best Glock burst fire in the game.
I think I would more use a burst if I was close versus someone who had a better weapon, obviously not in a pistol round.
What's super strong is aiming at their feet and then jumping, and then your burst goes all the way up their body. Like, it does so much damage, but it's hard to do.
Oh, I feel like it's easy enough to just to single shot somebody with a Glock on a pistol round. That you're almost handicapping yourself with a burst unless you're super close.
Okay, this is not good. This is not good at all. NIP will get a bomb plant, 2 kills. There is a massive argument to save. There's no kit on these players. Yeah, and they're going to take the save.
Get out of there. It's going to blow.
Good entrance, fast from NIP. Smooth. Successful. What was that food that you tried to make, that you wanted to use as a business idea, like horse candy or something?
Yeah.
Horse candy, yes.
Was that, I think that was it.
It's been a good season, hasn't it?
How's the business plan?
Oh look, Smooya got added to FPL finally.
Oh, that was a really funny meme, him not getting added to FPL.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I thought, because today another team got added and he didn't get added still.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is really good.
I knew that was being like announcements of FPL additions at 6 PM local time. It's like, we have added this team.
And he's on big now. Yeah.
He has to behave himself though.
Yep.
Yeah, he said in his Twitter bio that he's did he say sorry for raging or something? I've never seen him rage.
No, it's more the leaking stuff, which I think people had questions about. Anyway, we're back into the game. Both these teams on the bye. Ninjas in Pyjamas with an unlikely round win, which keeps it competitive, although G2 saved enough to buy around what they had. So this will be a very important round then. Again, if G2 are to lose this round, do go back to that round in the first half and where Ninjas might have been as opposed to where they are. It's a good start for Mixwell. Limited on the grenades now are G2. That's the last smoke grenade. Trying to hold on to the connector position, just about not seeing Rez. I don't think he would have come up on the radar, but now there are some sound cues. And now, hello. Apex will not outstay his welcome.
So what to do now? CTs are by no means in a safe position. I was about to say, it would be nice for them to get something, but that's not the peak that you want in this situation. NIP were ready for that, setting up the B split. But maybe it would help to confirm exactly what's going on here as G2 starts to rotate, but good entrance here from Rez. Mixwell holding things down, but he's got more work to do just yet to keep his team in this round. It's very close here, Draken in 1v2 now. Ooh, the spray doesn't land a single bullet. That is unfortunate for him. G2 will reset NIP's Mahoneys.
Mahone.
Mahoneys.
Mahogany.
Jason, did you buy any honey in the end?
In Uvalde, Texas, no. We didn't really find any. Just for those of you wondering, we were in Texas the other day and we were in a place known for honey. Although every time I said honey, they thought I was saying hunting.
Yeah.
But we did not find any honey in Uvalde, Texas, unfortunately.
There is a lot of hunting there, though.
Yeah, there's honey, but not honey. Maybe there is, but we couldn't find it anyway. Ninjas in Pyjamas, can they repeat their success? Smoke towards jungle. No CTs around CT apart from NBK making his way there. Attack, the best form of defense in the post-plant situation for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but it's proving difficult. They know that there is a time limit on that smoke. They need to make this more open for them somewhere. Look at that grenade, the flashbang, everything. Clean-up operation from NBK. G2 will avert disaster this time.
What's the problem with the A-bomb site? Because NIP shouldn't be able to just walk in reliably every time and get a bomb plant, and not just a bomb plant, but they, you know, they've won rounds there with almost nothing, and they get the entries fairly easily, you know, when they go pretty quick there. So I wonder what the problem is for G2, if it's just a case of missed shots or poor positioning or lack of pre-nades or what it might be. But
that round they gave Apex window, and then he died peeking window, and they didn't have another op on the map. So they put themselves in a position to almost be better set up as passive, but took the risk of Apex going for a peek to get the kill, which I'm not saying was bad because they're low guns anyway. So if he thought he had an opportunity to go for it, but that's kind of where the rounds went south for versus an A split. And oh my god, they could actually lose this round too.
yeah, another round where NIP are less than well equipped, but they find a passage to success. Success.
Oh boy.
Hello.
Goodbye.
One of the two CT. Oh, look at that flash.
Yeah,
oh my
look how
days.
blind he is.
Hello. I didn't even know that angle was there.
Man was blind forever.
I had no idea that angle was even a thing. But there's still more to do. Dennis has time on the clock, but doesn't seem like there's a weapon for him to retrieve. He's waiting for a peek. Now, there are two options here. One is the low ground where he's holding his crosser. The other one is Kenyas on the stairs.
I believe in Dennis. He wins these. Elevating himself. Ooh, heads shown, and the trade is easy. Oh well, it's not really a trade, but it will be 13 rounds for G2. It's really strange because this game feels like at any moment NIP can. Nice.
That flash is actually OD.
It's what OD. Yeah. Like what does that mean?
Really good.
Oh. Yeah, despite NIP getting sort of having those opportunities to come back into the game and running with them here or there, G2 are actually 13-7, so it is going quite well despite some of those difficulties. Overall, G2 looking quite good. This may be one of the last or best opportunities for NIP to bring themselves back into this Mirage game. Looks forward the flash, and then he will escape. BK controlling the apartments. That'll give Mixwell confidence. Be so careful though. Don't want to overstay your welcome.
Three points for NBK. Kenny repositioning to deal with a cat push, but there isn't one. They've fallen back, and they will head through the apartments. NBK down to 6 HP.
So we can see how much the rotations are slowed down on the A site because they were dedicated and they didn't have connector control anymore. So they've finally started to make their way out, and this is kind of where NIP need to strike.
NBK has to find a kill here. Avoids the flashbang, sees more grenades, tries to pre-fire, but not quite there. Rez manages to avoid that, but he can't avoid body. And that is a man advantage. Apex looking to move towards the cat position. Molotov towards the balcony area to get right, being seen on the low ground. Close, but not quite. Body will get that last kill as well. Nice clean-up from Body there towards the B-bomb site. G2 move to round number 14.
It's really hard to tell because NIP didn't actually check A at all. They only cleared out mid and cat and connectors, so they don't know that there was like 3 stacked that way. But situations like that, you know, it's really important to move quickly. Setting up for a full deck and like slow, methodical nades sometimes can count against you as a rotate to get in too early. In that situation, I think they still could have won because they killed NBK right away. but the help was too good.
Wow, Palace pop. Run IP, really fast round. Let's see if it works.
Oh, flash, oh my god.
Well, it blends
Bullet.
straight onto that side. And G2 with a retake setup. So actually, G2 are fine. They can let the bomb go down and they can just go play the retake. But as I say that, NIP are challenging them in all these forward positions. And their numbers are dwindling before they can properly play a retake.
Well, the jungle smoke, oh dear, the jungle smoke was absolutely terrible. It had like a third of a gap, which should have been covered in smoke. So Rez went to plant inverse of default, but had to abort because the smoke was awful. So the bomb is not down. Now we're in a 2 versus 2 situation, and there are issues for NIP. Bomb needs to be collected. You can see Forrest jumping to try and collect it. It's just standing in front of him. That's really annoying. And that delay will cause them more problems. He has to be frustrated. Where is the last player? Did he see a squeak of Kenny there? He didn't really. Oh, that's what he doing?
He might not have noticed. When you do a walkout or a run out like that, you have to have smokes. Like, you have to have smokes to throw from the site that are lineups, because the jungle smoke especially is so particular that people who line it up today in pro matches throw it and there's still a gap beside the smoke and the stairs. So you have to have like a really good lineup, which means you can't throw it like offhand like they did. They got Rez killed, right? Trying to plant the bomb.
He didn't get killed, but he has to just stop planting and fall back. Do you want to get your post-plant positions before those smokes disappear? You can't even plant the bomb. You're going to have problems, and problems mean match point for G2.
See Body left clicking that to make it seem like he's not so close.
Yeah, I was going to say, and also the bouncing makes it kind of seem like it was thrown from further away as well. But he will go down anyway. Kenny S will help the situation. Apex gets only one. Kenny with a whiff there. And that makes things a bit awkward, but a good flash there is good for a double from Mix. Well. And now Rez is alone with a Galil. In a horrible position by the fireboxes, the default plant. That smoke actually kind of is helpful to Rez, to be honest. And because he can isolate these players in 1v1s. So this is not going to go well. Now he's going to sit in the smoke. And maybe they think he's gone back behind default. So, oh no. Oh god.
Yeah, that's
awful.
That's a problem, smoke, because again, if you get on the bench position, it does help you clear the firebox area, because there are some angles where you can see the player's head. So, unbeknownst to them, they created space for Rez to maneuver by putting that smoke down.
It's literally the worst possible use for a smoke.
There might have been a bad call because they were both looking at A ramp, so it's like they were convinced for some reason.
Oh, right. Well, then that's a bit different. That's a bit different. Interesting.
Still, I mean, I feel like it doesn't really stop a spray to someone defusing the bomb in that scenario.
Yeah.
No, I think they wanted to smoke it so that he peeks. I don't know why they thought he was A ramp, but
I don't know. I feel like there's more value in smoking the ramp itself, because then you have an advantage if he has to push through the smoke.
Agreed. I think the only reason why maybe they would not is because they would want to throw the smoke from behind cover instead of. I don't think there's a good lineup to sort of improv it.
Yeah.
From where they were without showing.
Yeah, they don't have all the time in the world to make the right decision there, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, I doubt they're never throwing that if they realize he's on default. Wow, that's a crazy scenario, because the economy for GT, as we can see, has been reset. So now NIP can absolutely get to overtime. So hopefully for G2's sake, it's not another round where they should have had it and then they let NIP back into the game. So Gero will get the plant towards. Be a little bit messy, but it's fine. There's no way really for GT to recover, and that'll be 9 rounds for NIP, 15 for G2.
NIP would have lost this game like 15-5 if it hasn't been for all of Rez's clutches.
Yeah. And also that Apex rounds and
That was a res clutch too. He's
Yeah.
got two 1v2s, 1v1. Maybe another round.
Stop giving res chances. It happens. It happens. That's a pretty good way to see flash, my god. That position is so annoying. It's really strong for the CTs if you get a good timing.
Pistols again for G2. This is a worrisome situation for the French side, because 5 rounds is doable, it's achievable, and mentally, and NIP will know that. Like if it's obviously like 8 rounds or more, then you might be a bit defeatist about it. But 5 rounds it can be done. So Ninjas in Pyjamas with most of their players in the middle position. How are they going to push a bomb site here? Ooh, mixed squad. This is going to be really interesting. Oh, he's moving away. He may not hear these players. And him clearing that position will mean that G2 will focus on A as NIP take B. That's pretty unlucky for them.
It is indeed. Nicely done by Draken. Well, converted. I don't think G2 ever expected to win this round, but...
See how Draken doesn't double scope, so he can see players coming from short as well. Tidbits for you.
Come on, Kenny. Ah. Douche, douche.
Skadoosh.
That's a daring repeat.
Do you think you should be able to customize your outfit in this game? Because there's, like, for example, the tees, they have, like, there is variation of what they're wearing and you know, what they look like. And it's just randomized.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you should be able to customize it?
Like pick between these ones though?
Yeah, like pick between like the different boots,
I want
watches,
a hyper beast.
sunglasses.
I want the Jamaican guys on Seaside.
Yeah.
I've brought in a flashbang.
Oh, those ones look so good because they have the gold watch.
They got a cheap gold watch, yeah.
Cheap.
I love it. It's like, oh, we'll come back to it in a second.
Fast push up short, and it's not going to work out. NIP are in a lot of trouble. They're stuck at Tetris. Okay, well this looks over. What can they do? What can they do from here? What would James Bardoff do?
Ace. There it is, 16 to 10. No ace for Ninjas in Pyjamas. G2 take it over the line eventually. A late run from Ninjas, but it wasn't enough.
An absolutely critical match for both teams. This could be the difference between land and not land. Between staying home or going to London.
It's really crazy as well because again, this game looked like NIP. They just needed a chance and they got a couple, and they were able to do pretty well with it. And I kept feeling like NIP were about to make a big comeback, but it never actually quite happened. So you know, well played by G2, and I think ultimately we're seeing more of the same from what we've seen recently from G2, which is just a really good and consistent display of individual skill, which is what they are known for, of course. But I think it's the days of inconsistency where, you know, you do question and their game plan looks a little bit weak because it relies so heavily on Kenny S being good, on Apex hitting his shots and so on and so forth. But they have been pretty good for that regard recently, so rewarded a victory here on map 1.
Kenny just shy of 3,000 damage. I love counting the damage. I love it. I enjoy it thoroughly. So we'll soon see what the implications of this win are for G2 and the loss for Ninjas in Pyjamas. There we go. So now G2 in 3rd place, tied with points with FaZe, who I believe they'll be facing later on this evening. No, it's Envy facing FaZe actually, never mind. So G2 make it to 27 points, so Ninjas in Pyjamas now in 5th place with 2 matches to go. So still everything to play for. After the break, we are going to be heading to Inferno between Ninjas in Pyjamas and G2. So hopefully we can see a more competitive game. Wasn't a very good game for Forrest at all. He did not get many kills in that, and maybe he can find his balance, find his groove, his mojo on Inferno. We'll see you after the break.